2, 5, 6, 7. It really is a late night for me every night. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. So that's all. I didn't change anything here. The note was just wrong from before. I'd done it in a rush before work. Just forgot to change it. Here's where we've done the change. So that remained the same. We just point it at the tiles data, top of the first one, the very first byte, and we tell B what the amount of tiles is constant. Excuse me. The difference was we only actually want to times it by 4. Now if you look, we've done the tiles position, and X is obviously okay because it's done in bytes. Oh, whoops. It's done in bytes, but as soon as you get to Y, it's in lines, yeah, for our pixels positioning, our scan lines. And obviously the way I was working it out, I hate this, but my phone, I can see it recording every word I'm saying. Oh, and the sound's on. Alright, that'll do. Yeah, so I was one of the problems I was doing was I was timesing it by 32, thinking that's window width. But of course that was taking me immediately off the screen. There's only 24 characters height. So I actually want to times the Y value by 4 to get 32, really. Okay, it's a bit weird how it works. But if you imagine that's our position in scan lines, imagine if that was our position in character cells, it would only actually be 0, 2. So we need to divide that by 8. So if you divide 32 by 8, you get 4, which is why I times that by 4. So now we've got Y pos times 32. If that makes any sense at all, I hope it does. I've currently set every tile blue. Blue background, white foreground. The colour memory start, I've named quite badly, because that's not where the colour memory starts. That's where our Windows memory starts. I'm going to change it actually. I'm going to put the correct one for that. That's where it really starts. Now, do I want to call this? I mean, it happens to be starting at seg1, our window, yeah. So I could call this color memory seg1. Oh, no. I was going to say something trying to be clever, but no, that's completely wrong. Alright, so as we know, there are 3 segments per screen. That doesn't even matter about in the color memory. It's not done in segments, but we need to bear them in mind because that's where we've done our viewport. So the color memory is only 300 hex, which I think it's 768 off the top of my head. I'm going to look it up. Yeah, 768 bytes. So as you can see, I've gone forward 1/3 of that. and that's it. It's that simple. So I'll change this. Instead of being where the color memory starts, I want it to start where my viewport starts. And of course we add the X. That's the normal X offset, luckily, because it's in bytes anyway. And that should be good to go. The rest of it's the same. I paint the first cell, I move to the right, I paint another one, I move forward one line, take away one, because I'm already moved forward one. I do the same. Oh, of course, that's part of the move forward one. I then do the same. I increase, and there we are. We're at the fourth one. Like I say, this is completely dependent. Hello, Moz. You had a good evening? I've had a good one actually, even though I was working. Went nice and easy. Feel full of energy. Normally I'm knackered. I'm just about to try this out. It should be all blue. And there we go. It's bang on. I'm just going to move my screens around because I don't like this. I can't see my stream. I ate a bit less. Yeah, I meant to ask you when you said you'd been eating all the meats. Was that like in your house or did you go out for dinner? Or did you just buy loads of meat? Hopefully it stayed in because then you don't have to move afterwards. Not worth going out for dinner at the moment, I suspect. Having to wear masks or whatever and then all that palaver. That's looking beautiful to me though. Because that's exactly what I wanted. Smoked ribs and brisket, wow, nice. Yeah, I don't really have access to a decent kitchen, so I just, it's either takeaway or packaged stuff. Right, so we've still got a problem with him jumping, but that's completely irrelevant to what we're doing here. I mean, we fixed it, so this whole video is going to be pretty boring because I'm thinking I should just sort of try and pick out some ones to change the colours. It's going to look crap. I haven't drawn that image with the spectrum limitations in mind at all. Do you know what I mean? But I think I'll shrink it on the stream a sec so that you can still see the code. I'm just looking at the tiles and trying to work them out in my head, to be honest. Which is not easy. Right, I have got them saved. Maybe I can do something with the thumbnails of all the tiles I made earlier, because it took me ages doing that. There's definitely quicker ways of doing it, but I logged off and I wanted to get it done straight away. I didn't want to download it or use any online service to snippet it and convert that, so I just did it the way I knew. Right, here they are. How many tiles across is it? Is it 6? Yeah. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I've got a view of it here now. Yeah, I've got a good view of it here in thumbnail. So I'd say the first two are fine, what colour they are. Obviously I could have filled in the cloud, but I'm going to make do without that for now. Then we'll make that one yellow ink instead, third. So it's, let me note these down. I'll note them here. So 30, or it's actually 60. Yellow ink. We actually want most of the sky to be yellow ink. Let's just do that for now. So yellow ink, 110. Oh, of course, we can go actually even more into depth. Hang on. Yeah, we can actually, obviously I was just treating it as a full tile. We could actually go more in depth. But I mean, this is obviously a stupid way of doing this. You know, you'd have a program to do this for you. ZX Paintbrush would do it. But I kind of do like the being able to just physically change it here and see the results immediately. So now I want to go all the way down to 0.16 and do these three as well. Let's just see how that looks. I'm gonna later today. Was that your preferred colour scheme? That's cool. I like the colour scheme because it reminds me of my local football team. That's working, although the effect isn't very grand just yet. Obviously, I've only got thin outlines. You'd use like I could have filled them in, couldn't I? Do you know what I mean? But it was done very quickly. Let me load that up again. Just looking at it, trying to figure out quickly some of the tiles to change. That whole next row can be the same colour for now. No, not that one. Oh, I swear. Just done that. It is a snazzy colour for typing, isn't it? Don't know why they abandoned these sort of colours. Oh, I've gone too far. Oh, I've just covered it all up, but all I did was change the next row to be that ink colour. Alright. Next row we'll make it green ink. Do the whole next row. $100. What? Obviously, I need to come up with a better workflow for this. This isn't like an ideal workflow. I would definitely, I mean, I have got, my workflow is not that bad. GIMP and ZX. And then ZX Paintbrush, you can really manipulate how it exports this sort of stuff. You could probably make it do it like this. Obviously, you'd have to add the position on. I don't think it's going to do that for you. Then I found a tool. I mean, I'm sure GIMP would do it, but I did find a tool online that would split it into tiles, like any PNG. Yeah, it will do, man. Yeah, you got to design that in mind, with that in mind, haven't you? Then again, even for backgrounds, even this has given us some form of control because I can split a tile into, 4 complete separate attributes. So currently, I'm not doing that, but we could fine tune this scene here, and of course, I could color in these. See, look, for example, where it's gone into the sun there, the green above the tree on the left. I need to change a couple of them really. I've got option to do that. In fact, why not? Let's do it. I think that'll be these two here. Yeah, there we go. And then let me just zoom in myself to see it. I mean, it needs a bit of work, but yeah, it certainly ain't bad. Like I said, I could get rid of that yellow at the top of that other palm tree. That's going to be. I mean, I need a way of looking at the grid easier to really bother fine tuning this. To be honest, it's more just a demonstration of how this would work, this code, rather than making a really nice image. I suppose I could have just done one at a time. I could from now on. Let's just do that for a second. I'll shrink that back down so that I don't accidentally miss off what I'm doing. Yeah, I mean, obviously I should have thought about where the character cells were when I drew that, if you know what I mean, but it's not about that. It's not about that. So the next one is down here. My memory is very short. I'm going to try and do something fancy here, but we'll do all green again. Load it up. Oh, look at that. Sometimes I have to zoom in here because I can't even see it. Did I miss one? No. See, I could go real clever here and change the background to be green for this bit of tree, because it fills up more than the other bit, do you know what I mean? I don't think I'll do that yet. It just means what I should do is colour the pixels in instead. So do 2 more green before we check back. Alright. I think the next one will be funny because we probably don't want to do it all green. Maybe we could mess around with this one. See, it's made the hill go green. That'd basically be... Let's try just the last one there. Perfect, it's yellow. It is yellow, you just can't see it. Looks good. Oh, let me load it again. I want to look at what type is coming next. So yeah, here we've got like a tree trunk and the sand as well. Might just try a brown background. I know we haven't actually got brown, have we, on the spectrum? Yeah, you have to start using the bright. I need to start using bright stuff because that gives you like essentially more colours. Basically, I have to use red for brown. Oh, 10. Oops. That's not the right one. At least it put me in the right place. So that's brown ink. I forgot what yellow is. 110. Yeah, I'll go for yellow background for that particular segment or character cell. Oh, it's the wrong character cell. Alright, so next one. So we're getting the idea anyway. I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because, like I say, oh hello Trance, nice to meet you. Had programming for ZX. You've not seen this on Twitch, that's good, that's what I'm aiming for, mate. I've done some Unity streams and videos and they got 0 views, you know what I mean? And then these get some interest because people don't, there's not that much to choose from in any of the 8-bit era. Yeah, glad to have you with me, man. At the moment I'm just messing around because this picture, we took ages getting this in a viewport. It's not designed for being coloured like this. I'm just messing around really. Just showing that we could change all the colours of the background one by one using this code. I think I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm not going to mess around tile by tile. I'm going to just do the green on the palm tree there and then the rest of yellow background. I think that'll do me. Haha. Yeah, I'm right in the middle. It wasn't that long ago I was young, but I'm feeling pretty old nowadays. And I definitely used to love my Specky and my Commodore. And my Trance for that matter. I've lost my trail of thought here. Well, it's basically what tile am I on? Well, that one's obviously obviously changed. Oh yeah, I wanted to make it green, didn't I? It's just green ink. Let's look it up. Alright, yeah. Just a basic colouring in, something like a 4-year-old would do. Not trying to be the snazziest loading screen in the world or anything like that, it's just a demonstration. So the whole tree trunk's going to be green, because I can't be bothered to figure out which tile that is. And then just because I'm super lazy, the rest of them I'm going to make the yellow background. And what colour should the foreground be? I guess black, maybe. Let's just go for black and yellow. So 110000. Yeah, exactly, Moz. And they're changeable, you know, we can map them. We can do them manually like this, but we could very easily do this in a paint program. A decent one. I've already figured out a workflow for this. Like I say, I just draw it in GIMP, any picture I want. I could put the grid in GIMP to be 8x8 if I really want to take care of what characters I'm in and stuff. And in fact, you could probably set it to just a 2-color palette if you want as well. And then I'll export that as a PNG. Go to spritesheet.com that I found today. I can't remember what it's called, and it'll just take a size of tile, give me back a load of PNGs in that size. That's what I need. Then I have to drag them. Currently in my current workflow, I have to drag them one by one to ZX and export them manually to ASM. Tell it how I want these bytes to be laid out. I have used attributes from ZX before, from ZX Paintbrush. How many are there? I feel like I've done too many here. Can't be many more. Yeah, I've got something special to look at after we're done with this. I mean, I've downloaded it, but I haven't even looked at it. Yeah, sometimes there is a problem where they try and put too much detail into the backgrounds. But if you take that Mikey game as an example, they don't put much detail in the background. There's a lot of colour, but there's not super detail. And then the sprites for the like buckets that come flying at you and the teeth and your own character, they're all monochrome, but they're very detailed. You can just sort of see what's going on all the time in that graphic, as far as I know. But yeah, I've played them top-down shooters where they look fantastic on the screenshot if they take it at the right moment, but then other times you can't even see what's going on. Hey, look at that, look. Specky beach scene. And we've also got You know, we could go and tweak that bottom corner of the hill and the tree trunks being red and all that kind of malarkey. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. If I was going to do that, I should have made sure that they lined up with character cells better and stuff like that. And also, I would have took a note of what character cells needed what in advance, not doing it now when we're just looking at ones and zeros and trying to guide ourselves looking at a screen. It's no good. But that demonstrates, if people might look at that and think this guy's off his rocker, what's he on about? I'm not making a game that looks like that. But they should understand, if you think about it, we're just showing you how to. I'm just showing you how to modify these tiles. You know, I haven't done it in any detail. That's why it looks crap. It used to be the same with Unity. I'd show my mates a game that I'd been spending weeks making, and I knew the game was quality. It had like some features in it that worked really well. Like I made this air hockey game and stuff like that, but the graphics were just block out. It was just complete placeholder stuff, and people just can't seem to understand it. It's placeholder. They're like, "Oh, this is rubbish." It's like, I could just drop in different graphics like in 10 minutes. Don't you understand? You know, because that's what I'm always aiming at with my code. I want this to be copy pastable and just reusable for any project. Like we've gone down a bit of a way of being more specific here. We've set ourselves size of tile, and if we change that, there's lots of different bits you have to go and change. But that's just the nature of assembly. There's no way around that. My first ever project that I came online with live was a sprite rendering thing. Yeah, that's good, Moz. Because Vulcan said the same thing, you know. So it's very, very interesting that. Because that's the thing I worry about the most is when I waste someone's time. You know, a video that could have been 20 minutes ends up being 2 hours. And obviously, some people will probably think, oh, why don't I watch one that's pre-recorded and not loads of waffle? But then I actually had feedback, mostly the opposite. Well, and it's exactly what you're saying. You know, they like to see the journey as well as the result. If you know what I mean. When I left for work, I was timesing this by 32. That was the main problem. I think I was also starting from the top of the screen, and I think that was the only two. Oh, and also I did have these wrong. I was one out with them all. I'd gone like to +6, and I'd started from 1. Didn't bother with 0. Forgot about him. I'm happy with that in terms of graphics. I think we've covered graphics finally now. What I'm going to look at now is we'll abandon this for a while. What I need to do behind the scenes is sort out the jump so we can jump, or just get rid of that and make it into a shooter or something. Yeah, true. I mean, one day if I get loads of time, I might go out and edit out a really long sort of what do I do here? Delete this. No, that doesn't work. You know, but who has the time really? By the time I do that, that would probably take me like 2 or 3 nights to go through all the videos and do that and edit them in there. We get there in the end most of the time. That's the good thing, isn't it? You know, we normally try everything and then eventually get the right cocktail. Because I'm proper happy with that, and I'm definitely going to save that to GitHub right now before I edit it again. I would call it glorious Technicolor. And yes, I have spelt colour wrong because I'm making a reference. probably got it completely wrong. They probably spelt it right back in the day. Anyway, that's on GitHub, so I can do what I want with this now and just mess about. Not that I really think it's complete. It's like, don't need to be touched. This actually, believe it or not, serves as a template where you can make any size window virtually, just with small modifications. And you can use any tile size you want really with a few modifications. But if you are happy to use 16 by 16 background tiles, 8 by 8 or 16 by 16 sprites, and this window size which is quite small, then you wouldn't have to modify anything. You could just copy the whole thing. As I say, adding window size isn't going to be that hard. Adding a little bit of width to that window. Yeah, nice. Wouldn't it be amazing one day if there is like sort of 20 of us in here? And I've seen it before. I've been a member of channels where they've had someone, and then you have some real experts who end up pointing out some little errors and stuff, and it becomes like a whole think tank. Do you know what I mean? It could be fun one day, especially when I've improved my sort of A, my coding, and B, my video making. I'm only going to improve. I'm going to get a better mic, better filters on the mic, things like that. It's going to improve gradually, and so will our code. I really think this is complete. It's complete. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back on with a secondary video, all regarding something called the multi-platform arcade game engine written by Jonathan Caldwell. I've only just heard about it this evening. I knew about the arcade game engine, but that was, from what I knew, it was designed to run on a ZX Spectrum. This one is a port of that to Windows, and it actually makes games for ZX, MSX, Game Boy, God knows what else, and they're adding other platforms to it all the time. It only came out about 2 months or less ago, I think. I looked on the forum today, and it seems Jonathan Caldwell himself is very active on the forum. Like, he answers questions within less than 1 day, and there's lots of questions that are less than a week old there. So this is really big for me. Can't believe I haven't already found it. Just for this video's purpose, I'm going to close the stream down. Brilliant, Moz. Hopefully we can collaborate on that one day, because it's very easy to collaborate now with things like GitHub and all that. So it might be fun. Obviously, you might want to do a solved project. I'm always looking to collaborate with other like-minded people. I reckon you could easily do it, mate. In fact, before you're 49, you could do it. Almost without a doubt. I am thinking about streaming on YouTube. I think Twitch is brilliant, but you do get a lot of people who aren't really interested. Maybe you get more interest on YouTube. I don't know. Definitely more competition. Yeah, that sounds cool as well. I mean, we'll get there very soon, where we'll start. We'll have some sort of game on GitHub that works. That we hopefully can add to. I mean, when I first started this channel, I was a bit of a dreamer. I thought that there might be a bit more busyness, and there'd be people sending me artwork to put into games, and I rushed a bit ahead in my head. But maybe in about a year or two's time, it might be like that. Yeah, let's end it here before I waffle on too much. And I've just downloaded that multi-platform adventure action game engine by Jonathan Caldwell. It looks insanely epic from what I've seen. So it's like Unity for the ZX Spectrum, So let's go and take a live look at the first look at that. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll be back really shortly.